acrobatics. Tail walking, love it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, John. This is the Next Fishing Adventure, and in today's adventure, we are back at the beach. I'm hooked on the saltwater bite. It is mid-November. Today is actually Friday the 13th, and we are currently in about 7 feet of water. I'm gonna have a live shrimp out, and I'm gonna throw a top water. It's a couple of hours after sunup, but it's an overcast day, so I'm hoping the top water bite sticks around a little bit longer today. So we're gonna start off with that and then switch to our normal soft plastics. So the hope is obviously to get the inshore slam, which would be redfish, trout, and flounder. I brought some dead shrimp and some live shrimp. The dead shrimp is to try and catch some bait, preferably some croaker or some pinfish that I can cut into chunks and put on my big pole over here and see if we can get a big bite. Anyway, let's get a line wet. Okay, so on this line, I've got a live shrimp. Believe it or not, he is actually alive. There he goes, he's moving his legs, there he goes. It's on a fish finder rig, 1.5 ounce. This is actually a river weight, but I like these in current. So this point sticks out like this, and I marked a lot of fish on this side of the hump. So I'm hoping that there's some kind of sport fish. This is just my bait clicker rod, so I'm just going to toss this out there and let this soak while I'm throwing the lure on the other end. So I'll set this down in a rod holder here, turn on our bait clicker, and that just sits. Over here, got a little top water lure. This is actually a freshwater lure. I changed the hooks out, so those are saltwater stainless steel hooks, so they won't rust out. This is actually a wake lure, so what it's going to do is it's just going to wobble. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it'll wobble about 1 inch below the surface. I launched right at slack tide. The tide should be heading out here, so all this water that's back here in the marsh is going to start dumping out into the main channel out here, and then about a half mile up the road is the main inlet to the ocean way out over there. So all this water that's all back in here is going to start coming out, and all this land is going to start getting drier and drier. And I came out here. I'm going to spend pretty much the whole day out here is the plan, at least go all the way through a tide cycle. So I'm going to fish the outcoming tide and maybe about half of the incoming tide before I head out of here. I'm pretty sure I'll start getting tired and hungry by that point, but I'm going to spend a good amount of time out here on the water today. Okay, we've been fishing for about 10 minutes now. The sun's starting to break through, so I'm switching from the top water to just a little 1/8 ounce jig head here with a Z-Minnow paddle tail. And the nice thing about this is I can fish it many different ways, and I can cast it a mile into the wind. What I like to do is just let it sink almost to the bottom and just retrieve it, just to keep it off the bottom. So if the bite here doesn't pick up soon, I'll move closer to the grassy areas over there. Those little, we kind of call them drains, just little places where the water snakes through. All right, so I relocated from that point over there. This little creek mouth over here, there's a lot of current breaks, little islands here. So I have a live shrimp out here. We'll keep fishing our soft plastic over on this end, and we're fishing with the current. Fish on. Lizard fish. Yep. Well, got the skunk off, but definitely not what we wanted. Okay, fish on. Not sure what this is. See, it feels pretty small. Maybe a lizard fish? Bluefish? Bluefish. Okay. Okay. A little bit different. That is only my second North Carolina bluefish. Those things got some nasty sharp teeth in them, so I gotta be very careful here handling this guy. He's on a smaller end. Okay, so we officially got the skunk off in the sense that now we're not dealing with garbage fish. This is a sport fish. There you go. All right, let's let him go. And off he goes. There he is. There's a good bite. That's a good bite. Trout, maybe? Oh, nice trout. Nice trout. Yep. All right. Okay, speckled trout. Good size one. Okay. Okay. Again, I'm throwing things that maybe these fish have never ever seen before. I don't think people use this ridge tail menace that much in fresh or salt water, but it's one of my favorite lures. And there's a beautiful speckled trout right there. Very nice fish. So let's get some pictures of him, get him back in the water, and get a lure back out there, because the bite's starting to pick up here. Beautiful fish. So trout are not very hardy, so I'm gonna get him back in the water. There he goes. And off he goes. Good release, good release. Awesome. Okay, so I just caught those fish fishing from that end. I was caught them from this hole in this area, so I repositioned. So what's going on here, you have a drain coming out, you got the water draining out. What it's made is like an undercut right here, and you can see the swirl. You see how this foam is swirling here. The current is actually coming in this way there, out this way over here, and twisting around here. This is a very good area because the bait fish will kind of get washed out of there and get disoriented in all this current, and the predator fish will just sit underneath picking them off. And it went from about 3 feet of water there to 6 feet. It just drops, has a 3-foot drop. I'm gonna fish this just a little bit longer, simply because I've already had a few bites out of this hole, and now I'm kind of getting a better picture of what's going on underneath the water. See if I'm positioned a little bit better. I was casting into the wind from that previous position, so the casts weren't as accurate or as far as they could be. I'm gonna fish here for another 10 minutes and then I'm gonna relocate. It's 10 to 11, so at 11 o'clock I'm gonna go ahead and pull up anchor, get back out in intercoastal, and head south a little ways to the next inlet, which is the one that or the next little cut like this, and that's the one I'm more familiar with. And I have one little spot there where I've caught the majority of my fish, and I want to head right back over there. Okay, I was just fishing out there. I moved into this little drain here. I already saw something chasing mullet right here in this deeper pool. So what happens here, as this water is coming out of here, it creates a cut right through all the mud, so you get like a deeper, there's a hit. Oh, I've already had a few little bites, but I think they're smaller fish. But the hope is there's one big enough to get a hook in them in there. Okay, we're heading out. Just came out of the little drain right there, that little creek I was back in. We're gonna head on out of here. Sun is coming up. It's turning into a beautiful day. It's 11:15. I spent 15 extra minutes back in there, but we're gonna make a left here, go down about a half a mile, and turn back in. There's a little cut there that I love fishing. Had lots of success, so I'm gonna head over there next. Okay, fish on. I'm hoping it's something I can use for bait. Croaker, perfect. Yes. All right. Something been stealing my shrimp, so I put a piece of dead shrimp on my jig head here, and that's a perfect size. That's the same size I used last time to hook onto that big fish. So we're gonna get the big rig set up here and have that soaking behind us. All right, there's a nice chunk of meat right there. We're gonna toss this back out in there and just let that soak. We'll see if anything picks that up. If anything picks that up, it's going to be big. Okay, caught a little pinfish. We're gonna keep him for bait, and we're gonna keep him alive, so we're gonna put him in the bait bucket back there. I decided, instead of throwing that pinfish in with the live shrimp, because I'm afraid he'll eat them, went ahead and cut him up and put him on my medium-sized rod. That was the perfect size. Get 2 nice steaks out of that. So we'll cast this out there, and we'll just let that sit. So I'm going back to my plastic baits here, and I'm using the Z-Man Minnow Z. So there you go. And we'll put a little Procure scent on it, and Procure, you just smear it on there. Go. And while these 2 lines are over behind me, I'm going to be casting up here. Okay, fish on. Just relocated. Came around this sandbar here. Ooh, good run there. And this might be a redfish. See if I can get him up, see what he looks like. It's not a big fish, whatever it is. Or if it is a big one, it hasn't realized it's hooked yet. What are you? Ooh, yeah, it's a flounder. He didn't know he was hooked. That's a nice fish. That's a nice flounder. Very nice one. Now my largest flounder is 22 inches. I don't think he's quite that big. I caught a 19-incher last week. Oh, stay in there, stay in there. All right. He is caught. Wow. That was on the first cast. So what we have going on here, that's a nice fish. We have going on here, there's a deep channel that runs right through here. And I saw that there's water dumping in, coming out over here, and there's a shift in the current. So it gets deeper right in there. And I cast right on the edge of that. 2 twitches, boom, he hit. Yeah, that's a nice fish. Yeah, he's not my biggest, but that's a very good sized flounder. So we're gonna get the hook off him, get some pictures of him, and get him back in the water as quickly as we can. So there you go, folks. Nice flounder, very nice. Look at that mouth, all those teeth. Really effective predator. You see that camouflage. Really cool fish. See the little, you guys can make out those little parasites all over its body. A quick measure, but I don't think he's close to 22 inches. No, he's right about 19 inches. Okay, let's go ahead and release this guy. Thank you for the fight. Oh, get your nose out of the... Off he goes. Good release, good release. Okay, 2 out of the 3. So we're up to, we gotta catch that redfish. We gotta catch that redfish. And the wide redfish give me so much trouble here in North Carolina. I have no trouble catching them in Florida, but here in North Carolina, they just give me fits. I've only caught 2. I'm hoping to catch a 3rd today. Fish on, what do we have? Croaker. Okay. Yeah, still got a few steaks left, so you are a lucky guy. Unusual to catch a croaker on an artificial lure like this. It's usually on bait, but... Okay, that's why they're called croaker. Off he goes. Croaker be croaking. We're at the lower end of the tide, that's why you're seeing all these sandbars and stuff, which limits the places where the fish can hide. Now, the smaller fish stay in here, the larger fish head out to deeper water. So that's why I'm here at the opening, and I have a bait out there, and if they get past me, I got another bait over here. So as they come in, they'll pick up my bait, and I'll hopefully pick up my bait, and I can get a hook into one of them. We'll just see how this goes, but it's looking promising in the sense that still have quite a few more hours out here, and a good opportunity as the tide changes to hook into a redfish. So we might get our slam today. All right, fish on. Oh, I think it's a red. I think it's a red. Okay, you gotta watch that anchor line. Yep, it's a redfish. So what I did, oh no, it's just a nice sized trout. That is easily my biggest trout. Oh no. What I did was I put a live shrimp underneath this float. Just left the same. Oh yeah, that's my biggest trout, hands down. Easily. That's a beast. So as you can see, there's a float here, and then it's the same jig head, the 1/8 ounce jig head. I was just floating a live shrimp out there, and I'd already gone through maybe about 6 of them because they kept getting picked off. But that is a beautiful trout. That's what we call a gator right there. That's a nice sized trout. Yeah, that's my biggest trout is 19 inches. I think he's bordering right on there. Oh no, I'm sorry, biggest trout is 17 inches. So yeah, he's beat that for sure. Okay, so I measured him. Baby is 19 inches. That is my largest trout to date. And the tide has turned, it's starting to come in, and just like I thought, the predators are coming in with it. So let's get this pictures of this guy, get him back in the water, and get a line back in the water, because business is picking up. Okay, let's get a nice release here. Face him up into the current. Make sure he can swim away okay before I get the net out from under him. There he goes. Good release. Okay, big fish on, big fish. This could be my red. Yeah, baby. Look at that rod bow. This is a heavy rod. He's still on there. Yeah, baby. Come on. Come on, baby. Luckily out there, it's mostly just mud flats. So I can rest assured that he's not going to get me up in any oysters. But oh man, this is a strong fish. He is not moving. There we go. Come on, baby. Here he comes. He's coming right at me. Coming right at me. Come on, come on, come on. Did he get off? No, he's still on there. No, he's on there. He's on there. I gotta get my rod out of the water. Come on. Come on up. What are you? What are you? Just don't be a big stingray. It's a big stingray. That's just what I was hoping it wasn't. There we go. All right, he's caught. Okay. Whew, he's heavy. All right, let's get him back in the water. There he goes. Nice. Good release. Okay. Whew. That was a bit of a workout right there. All right, well, let's get back to fishing. I repositioned the boat right over to the point where the water's wrapping around here. There's a deep cut in here. So I'll just keep fishing this area here for the next about an hour or so. All right, fish on. This was on a live shrimp. This feels like a red. It's right where he should have been. I put the live shrimp right near the grass, right there in the shallows. He hasn't made any long run, so it might not be a red. It could be a black drum. Coming right at me. Let's just hope it's not another stingray. No, that's a red. See the tail. Yes, and that will be the biggest red I've ever caught in North Carolina, which isn't saying much because I've only caught 2. This, if I land him, is 3. Oh, he's a healthy one. Yeah, baby. Yes. All right. So that completes the slam. Yeah. I've never gotten a slam. I've always been one fish short. I've caught a bunch of other stuff, but never the slam. Look at that horse. That's a strong fish. Pure muscle. Very, very nice fish. The circle hook did its job. Hooked right in the corner of the mouth like it's supposed to. Okay, so let's get this. Got some few pictures of him. Let's get him back in the water. Well, he's been in the water, but let's let him go. Thank you so much for the fight. Let's give him time to recuperate. He's upside down. I know he's in better shape than that. There he goes. There he goes. There he goes. Okay. Okay. There you go. Good release. Yes, yes, that's awesome. I'm so stoked right now. Yeah. All right. All right. This might be another little red. Actually pulled a little bit of drag. Is it a trout? What are you? It's trout. Wow. Okay, that was with dead shrimp. Okay. Trout number 3. I'll take it. Heck yeah. I'm just over here trying to use up my bait and I'm still catching desirable fish. I'm loving this. That's another nice trout. There we go. Nice fish. Very nice fish. Definitely a keeper. He's obviously going back into the water, but keeper size. I'll take it. Let's get some photos, get him back in the water as quick as we can. All right, buddy. Thank you for the fight. Give you a second to get your breath. swimming right back into the net. Nope, the other way. There you go. Off he goes. Good release. Fish on my last live shrimp. What do we got? I think it's a croaker. Oh, is it a blue? Might be a bluefish. You got a good look at him. Yep. Okay, buddy. These things are so hyper. Okay. A bonus. Second bluefish of the day. All right, and the release. Off you go. Oh, you're going the wrong way. Going the wrong way. All right, good release. He's gone. Another fish on. What do we got here? It's pulling a little bit. You might have got me in the current there. Maybe that's why it feels. Oh, I don't know. What are you? Is that a pinfish? He's pulling pretty hard for a pinfish. No, you know what? I think I'm gonna have to look, but I think that's a porgy. All right, what can I say? I mean, this was exactly what I wanted to accomplish today, and then some. So this was an amazing adventure. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm beside myself with my first ever inshore slam and my largest redfish in North Carolina, one of my largest trout ever, definitely my largest in North Carolina, one of my largest flounders, again largest in North Carolina, a couple of bluefish, what I think was a porgy, I mean, just, and a humongous stingray, and that's the biggest stingray I've ever caught. So all in all, today was beyond a success. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's adventures. I certainly enjoyed bringing it to you. Tune in next time, and we'll catch you on the next fishing adventure.